Harry's deceit, and Meghan's manipulation, targeting King Charles and William once again. Hello friends, welcome to the King YouTube channel. These days there may be a few words that spill out of Harry's mouth that could be considered truthful. But ever since he met and was influenced by Meghan Markle, most of what he now says and even believes is absolute fantasy, including the idea that he was sacrificed to the British tabloids for any reason whatsoever by anyone. For those of us who are old enough to remember when Harry was a teenager and in his early 20s, we recall he was known for being a drug user and famous for stumbling out of nightclubs completely shattered. He was a party guy who liked to overdo everything, and he did it at a lot. And what he didn't like, though, was getting caught. He didn't like having his photos splashed all over the media. William was always much more moderate, and he met Catherine when he was pretty young. And so he had a steady girlfriend who also didn't enjoy getting really high. And I'm sure that calmed down his behavior a lot, but sometimes, he was photographed looking a bit worse for the wear. Harry has been completely indoctrinated by Meghan Markle. He now just believes whatever she tells him. So if she tells him that his father never loved him because he wasn't a girl, he just accepts that as truth, and that really encourages his resentment. And before anybody asks how we know that Meghan suggested that, well, the answer is right there on Quora. Now, in the early days of life in the mansion, somebody in a shop in Montecito was standing behind the two of them and overheard Meghan say that to Harry, and now that little story has been spread all over social media. I've seen it on Quora, I've seen it on Reddit, probably other places too. Harry loved his father and his brother. He never had a problem with his family until Meghan entered his life and started whispering in his ear about how mistreated he had been, and that he should hold a grudge against everybody in his family, but especially his father and his brother. But according to Arthur Edwards, the photographer from the Sun newspaper, until Harry met Meghan, he was actually pretty fun. Harry loved his family, and Catherine was the sister he never had. Now, maybe Meghan picked up on some resentment and jealousy that was already in Harry, and she used the same tactics to convert him to her way of thinking that she uses when she puts her hand on his back or his arm or whatever. I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it's hypnosis or coercion or what, but however Meghan has manipulated him, his reaction to it must have exceeded even her wildest dreams, because now she has her perfect puppet. She can control him completely, and a royal one at that. Meghan believes that thanks to Harry, she can get all the publicity and fame she has ever wanted. It's magical, and if it's not working out like she wanted, then there's nobody to blame but herself. But she's never going to do that because Meghan is always right. And as we're now realizing, Harry has always been a bit of a troublemaker, but Meghan Markle just made things worse. There was a time when he was caught leaving a nightclub and attacking the photographer. Unfortunately, that only got a passing mention. Hindsight, as they say, is 20/20, and looking back, that was probably a glimpse of Harry's real character. Even in his book, Harry tries to blame his mistakes on other people. It seems like when he was a little boy, he was never made to say sorry, and now he's not about to learn how to, especially since Meghan Markle doesn't seem to know the meaning of that word either. Even Harry's mother, Diana, the late Princess of Wales, admitted that Harry had behavior problems, and just look at how he grew up. He doesn't take responsibility for anything. I would assume that King Charles and Prince William haven't led a perfect life. I'm sure they've made mistakes, but at least they knew how to not get caught all the time. I mean, come on. And also, whatever they did to offend was never as consistent or stupid as what we have seen from Harry. Harry has also said that he was sacrificed to the British tabloids to distract from stories that could have made his father or his brother look bad. Isn't that just like his stupid statement that he was born to create some spare parts for his brother? If William needed a kidney or something, just showing his hatred for his own father and mother, because seriously, what kind of parent would do such a thing? So maybe we should ask if Invest was born to make some spare parts for Archie if he needs something. Maybe he's projecting his own intentions on the king and his mother, and what about his ignorance of science? I mean, there's no guarantee whatsoever that a sibling can even be a donor. And I don't know if that ever happens or not, but it certainly didn't happen in this family. And look at how well Harry has done with getting himself in the news since he left the royal family. He sure hasn't had a lot of good publicity being on his own. So maybe the fault is his own. And as usual, he's going to blame his father and brother for all his problems. And before he met Meghan, Harry seemed pretty happy-go-lucky, but now he looks miserable. Whenever a relationship ends up with one person causing a separation from their families, that's a sure sign that it's toxic. Another thing is, did William and Catherine force Harry to dress like a Nazi for that Halloween party? Did they arrange for him to get naked in Vegas? Did they tell him to film himself calling the Afghan guy in the military unit a Pocky? Did they set up interviews with Oprah for him and Meghan to whine about how abused they were and how much they suffered with only millions in the bank and their father paying for their down payment on a mansion? Mannion? I mean, nobody ever tried to make it a secret from Harry that the media was always going to be interested in his family. They didn't tell him, sure, go ahead, do whatever you want to, it's going to be fine. Harry was the one who went out and made these stupid decisions all by himself. They cannot save him from himself forever. So, Harry, just give it up. Stop being such a whiner. You lived a royal life of excess and luxury. You only had to show up to a few public events in return, and then the rest of your time was spent in grandiose self-indulgence. You traveled all around the world and you lived a life without any real responsibilities. You didn't have to earn money weekly to feed a young family. You could just buy whatever you wanted. And you did. You lived the life of a mega rich little boy without any financial limitations. You were always photographed with William and Catherine looking so happy, so comfortable, and you were. And you never thought about the citizens of Britain who were struggling just to put food on the table and may never enjoy a vacation. You were so caught up in your life of privilege. Well, you played the fool and you got away with it because you were Prince Harry and people wanted to like you. Your youthful misdemeanors were usually just swept under the carpet. Maybe you were never the brightest crayon in the box, but you didn't need to be. You didn't have any career to pursue. You didn't have to earn a salary like the rest of us. And then you made the worst mistake of your entire life and you turned into the most ungrateful whiner ever. So to stop this self-absorbed tantruming, just look around you. There are bigger problems in this world. There always have been, but you still only want to think about yourself. And ever since Harry was love-bombed by Meghan Markle, he has been putty in her hands. Now, apparently, Harry had had plenty of girlfriends in the past. British girls, maybe they were a bit naive, or maybe they weren't very interested in a long-term relationship with Harry. So that explains how, when this American minor actress came along and indulged him in his wildest sexual fantasies, well, that was it for him. He was wrapped around her little finger. I don't think he understood what he was dealing with, that this was a woman who was on the hunt. She targeted him, and she brought all of her past tricks to bear on his hapless head. I mean, she got his body first, and then she easily stole his mind, and the rest, as they say, is history. What I believe, though, is that every word that Harry says now since he met Meghan has been put there by Meghan. And maybe Harry does believe in the concept of loyalty like most of us do. But he's only loyal to his mother, the late Princess Diana, and also to Meghan Markle. He sold his soul to her. Give him a chance and he'll take it. But Harry won't apologize. He doesn't get it. Some people are like that. They never feel guilty. They always have an excuse for everything. It's always someone else's fault. Harry, for example, couldn't even say hi to his father-in-law. Yet he boasts about letting his dad give away his fiancée. It's just unbelievable. Are Harry and Meghan going now? I have no idea. Americans don't want them. Brits don't want them either. Who does? I doubt South Africans do. And Harry, well, he's acting like a big narcissist now. Honestly, he shouldn't even be called a royal prince anymore. He's all about playing the victim. Enjoy that, Harry. What's your take on Harry's version of the truth? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget, you can share this video with anyone who might enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe to the King YouTube channel for more updates. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. See you later tonight.